Hi everyone, I'm Abhay and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's podcast is going to be very interesting because today I will be sharing the complete interview process of Nvidia for internship. And for this, today we are having Abhay with us who has cracked Nvidia's software internship and that too off campus. And in this market condition, cracking off campus interviews is really a big thing. And he has also received PPO, and Nvidia hardly gives PPOs to 2-month interns. So today he will be sharing his complete interview experience along with his internship experience. So without wasting our time, let's get started. But before starting the video, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then do subscribe to it as we are planned for more such amazing content for our channel. Yeah, hi Abhay.
Hello.
So thanks a lot for accepting my invite and coming here for sharing your experience. So how are you? How is it going now?
I'm doing great. Actually, I'm in my 7th semester currently, and all of my core courses are done in third year itself. So currently I'm just doing my open elective, so it's pretty chill now. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah,
I can reach a wider audience now.
Yeah, sure. So we love to know about your experience, but before starting the video, can you please just introduce yourself?
So hello, I'm Abhay Kumar Upparwal, and I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in computer science and engineering from IIT Garinagar. And last summer I interned at Nvidia as a compiler software engineer in Bangalore.
Okay, great. So first tell us about that. How did you came to know about the opportunity? Was it on campus or off campus? Because many students don't get to know about these opportunities.
So actually Nvidia came on campus just for the hardware role, and I want a job in software role. So I started looking for opportunities on LinkedIn, Telegram, and all these. So first of all, which I used to do is I used to look at the career pages of all the companies, because that's where first of all these openings get listed. After that, we can join Telegram, LinkedIn channels, and also on YouTube and Insta, some channels like Arsh Goel, they keep on posting all these opportunities. So you can keep an eye on all these channels and also the company's very own career pages.
Okay, so you get to know about from a Telegram group.
Yes. Actually, I got to know about through LinkedIn.
Okay. Yeah, we need to be active on LinkedIn because there are various opportunities that many influencers or many people continue posting on LinkedIn. So they keep us updated about these opportunities. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So did you apply through referral?
Yes.
Have you applied through referral?
Yes, I actually took a referral from one of my alumni.
Okay. So then what is the correct way of asking for referrals? Because many students do work messaging on LinkedIn for asking for referrals, but they don't get replies from them. So where they are lacking and why they are not getting responses from them?
So first of all, you should start building the network. Like right now, you can start like the students can start sending connection requests to employees of all the companies they are targeting. So later in the future, when they need a referral, they can directly send a message because the person is connected to you. So first of all, they should do this. Then after now coming to sending the message, so your message should be short. It should not be more than 60 to 70 words, and you should mention your introduction, a short introduction of yours with your college name and the course you are pursuing, followed by one of your internship experience if you have any. Other than that, good projects, some unique projects. If you have any, it's not compulsory to put any project. If you have some very good project, then only put it in the message because you need to keep that short. And you can mention your coding profile ratings on Codeforce, CodeChef, or Leetcode. Other than that, you can mention your any hackathon in which you participated and ranked. And after this, coming to you should.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yes, we should mention like this message should be hooked. It should not be big. Like they should first of all they should read it. So keep it small. If you send a big message, they will not be reading it completely. And you should just put the point which they might be interested in, something to hook them up. And after this, you should mention the job profile. So every opening has a particular job the job number, sorry. So every opening has a particular job number associated with it. So when the employee is applying for a referral for you at the portal, uh, they were asked a job ID. So you should look at the career portal. There the job ID is mentioned. So you mention this. I'm looking for a referral for this particular job ID, and then at the bottom you should send a link. Mention the link of your resume uploaded on some drive, because some people are hesitant to download a PDF file or something. So you should send them a link of your resume uploaded on some drive.
Yeah, right. We should never send the PDFs because it will obviously fail their memory. So most of the people don't download. Me too, don't download resumes on LinkedIn.
Right.
So yeah. And yeah, we should mention our strengths so that the person can get attracted to our profile, that yeah, this person have done something and he or she is suitable for this role. So we should mention the things that attracts the person from to our profile. Okay, so like thousands of candidates are there when applying for the off-campus opportunities. So how to make your resume stand out? Because resume shortlisting is a big deal in many. And in many of the resumes, we have potential, but our resume didn't get shortlisted. So what makes your resume different from others?
Yes, actually, this is a very good question. Like even after getting a referral, like even after being from an IIT and getting a referral, I got a referral for Google, Microsoft, Salesforce. Even then, I didn't get a interview call from them or an OA link. So the main thing which I lacked at that time, I guess, is the professional experience. Means like I didn't have any experience, internship experience at that time. And now, yeah, the first thing is you should have some good internship experience, even though small. You can do a internship in a small startup or anything, but the experience that you have some internship, it may be small or big, it doesn't matter. That actually is the top priority. I even talked to one of my HR also about this. Then coming to, if you don't have any experience, you can mention job specific projects. Like for my case in Nvidia, I have some good project related to system side. Other than that, you can mention your coding profiles and your ranking in some hackathons.
Yeah, like we should show our skills and experience skills by either by experiences or either by projects. Right. Yeah, that's the best way to make our resume stand out. Now coming to the most important thing, what was the complete application process? Overall, how many rounds were there, and timelines of each round? Like how many days were there in between for each round and all?
Okay, so like after getting a referral, I got a email with the application link. I applied there itself on the Nvidia website. Then after I applied there in September end, I guess, and I got a OA link in October, online assessments. So there were total 3 rounds. First is the online assessment, and then after clearing the OA round, I got a link for technical interviews after 2 weeks. Then there were total of 2 interviews. First one is technical interview, then second is followed by a managerial interview.
Okay, so basically there is one online assessment round and one technical interview and one HR interview.
No, that was actually not an HR interview. There's a proper manager round. So the manager took that interview.
Okay, so like what is the duration of the online assessment round and what kind of questions were asked in online assessment?
Okay, so in online assessment, the duration of online assessment is 45 to 60 minutes. I'm not sure of it. There were 23 questions in the online assessment. 11 were MCQs about DSA and OOPS. Then there were 11 questions in which we need to tell the output of a particular code. So the code is given and we need to tell what is the output of it. So these questions might look simple, but these were the toughest ones. So the concept of OOPS were used excessively in these questions, concept like inheritance and friend function. Then there were questions with concepts of addressing and padding. And at last there was one DSA question, medium level DSA question, that was a variant of NAPSEC.
Okay. So there were 22 MCQs question and one medium level DSA question.
Yes, right.
And what was the duration of this round?
Uh, the duration was 45 to 60. I guess 60 minutes. I'm not sure. It was somewhere between 45 to 60 minutes.
Okay, okay, sure. And like how was your first technical interview? Like what kind of questions were asked, how it started, and what is the duration of interview round?
Okay. Okay, the duration of my technical interview round was 60 minutes. And that one easy to medium DSA question was asked. Other than that, one question about implementation of mud sort was asked. Then same like questions similar to the online assessment were also asked. So I read this somewhere like Nvidia sometimes asks question related to OA. So go through the OA questions once again if you're not able to solve some question. So some question related to oops pointing and addressing and all were asked. Then questions on operating system and computer architecture were also asked.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions on CS fundamentals along with two DSA
Right.
questions.
Right.
Okay, and how was the second interview round?
Okay. So the second interview round was the manager round. I thought it to be a behavior round. So I prepared it thinking of it be a behavior round. I prepared all the behavioral question. But the round was like exactly opposite. He didn't even ask me a single behavioral question. So the manager started with my projects on my resume. Then he has one concept of pipelining. Like suddenly I prepared all the behavioral question and he asked me a technical question in that round. Though I remember that, so I was able to answer at that time.
Okay, so he asked questions related to your resume in the managerial
Mainly
round.
resume. Yes.
Okay, and what was the duration of this round?
This round was also 60 minutes.
Okay, and after how many days of this round you got your result that you are selected?
Okay, so this round was on I guess 22 November and I got to hear back from them on 5th of December.
Okay. So
14
there was
days, 2
gap
weeks
around
roughly.
10. So how did you prepare for all these rounds? What resources did you follow? And do you want to recommend any resources to the students who are preparing for the interviews of Nvidia?
Okay, so I did DSA mainly on Leetcode and code forces. So like for on Leetcode, I followed firstly the striver sheet. Then I did some there are top 100 questions of Google, Microsoft, Amazon on Code Studio. These questions are really good. So I did those. Other than that, for coding, I used to give contests on Code Forces. I regularly give contests on Code Forces before my internship. And then coming to Park and OS, I've done the Compark course in my second year, and in the third year, I was doing my OS course. So I've already done this in my institute only. So I revised these concepts by going through the notes of Gate Smashers. So there's a channel Gate Smashers on YouTube.
Yeah.
The notes of his are very good.
Yeah. Gate Smashers teaches very well. He explains each concept in a very better way.
Yes, right. And also one more thing, I searched on YouTube about Nvidia interview expansion. There were not much of it. Like specifically for software, there was none, I guess. Mostly were for the hardware only. So I looked for some of the articles about the interview experience in Nvidia on Geeks for Geeks. Those were really helpful.
Yeah, before any interview, we should look for its interview experiences either on GFG, or there are some interview experiences are also available on Leetcode as well. So we should look for the interview experiences before the interview of any company, because they provide really good idea about the interview process of that particular company, like what kind of questions, how many rounds will be there, and what kind of questions will be asked in each round. So interview experiences provides a really good idea about the interview.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, what are the perks did you get during your internship along with the fancy stipend?
Okay. So the perks were actually really good. So we got accommodation for entire duration which is 2 months. Accommodation that too in a 4-star hotel. Apart from that, our breakfast and dinner is covered in the hotel itself. We were getting a buffet in 4-star hotel for 2 months. Then our laundry was also covered, and the lunch we were getting in office. And in the office also there were around 10 to 15 eateries. Then there was a proper barista in the office. And one interesting thing, like we were getting Baskin Robbins ice creams in the office itself. The perks were really good.
Like getting a 4-star accommodation for 2 months is really a good
Yes,
feeling, I would say.
yes,
Yeah, so
right.
that's really great. So according to you, what are the things we should do during our interviews? Like, any tips do you want to give to the students, like which we should follow? What are the things we should do? What are the things we should avoid during our interviews?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like starting with whenever the interview asks you some question, like specifically
Hmm.
the DSA question, you should ask clarifying question. And
Hmm.
apart from that, one more thing, you should restate the question. Explain the same question to interviewer and ask, this is my understanding of question. Do I need to add something? Or you can say,
Hmm.
explain, this is what I need to do in this question. So like you're sure,
Hmm.
like you didn't misunderstood the question. Like sometimes we
Hmm.
thought of the question as something else and we waste our time.
Yeah. Right.
So this is a very good practice. And other than
Yeah.
that, after whenever you are thinking, just say whatever you have in your mind. Like if you're thinking like this question can be done by, I'm thinking of a DP approach. This question can be
Hmm.
done by DFS or whatever you have in mind. Just
Hmm.
tell it to the interviewer.
Hmm. Yeah, right. We should think aloud during our interviews, because
Yes,
if we are going in the wrong direction, then interviewer might know and might correct at us at some point. Because otherwise, if we are just thinking silently and we are wrong, then it will only waste our time and we will not reach to the final
right.
solution.
Yes. And
Yeah.
one thing to like, if you are explaining your code to the interviewer, a good practice is you can dry run for a particular example
Mhm.
that explains really well.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, because otherwise, if he will not understand that what we are trying to say, then there's no point of
Hmm.
explaining.
Yes,
And if
exactly.
at the end of interviewer asks that, do you have any questions, then sometimes students just want to finish the round soon and don't ask any questions. So don't do this thing. We should not do this thing. You
Right.
should ask questions, because if you ask questions, then it will show that you are interested in knowing about the
Yes.
company, knowing about your role. So, and we
Yes.
can ask any kind of questions, like
Hmm.
the role of the interviewer, or what kind of what kind of work you might need to do, any
Hmm.
prerequisites, or what kind of tech stack you will be working on. So we can ask
Yes.
any kind of these questions, and we should not avoid this question by at the end of the
Yes.
interview.
Yes. You should be showing your interest. Like you're very much willing to join this company. You are very
Yeah,
interested. You need to. There is your chance to show your interest in the company. That
yeah,
question.
yeah. Yeah, and we should be confident while answering the questions, because if we are not confident in our answers, then interviewer will confuse us by asking more questions on that topic.
Right. That
So
happens
we,
a lot. Actually.
yeah, so we should be confident while answering the questions. Yeah, and what kind of work you have done during your internship? Like, what are the tech
Uh,
stacks and what is the work
okay.
exactly?
Actually, get like I consider myself very fortunate to got a really good project. Like I really enjoyed the project that I did. So there are DPUs and there are DPUs. These are certain. These are particular processor which are target for data processing. So as GPUs are their graphic processing units. So whenever your CPU gets a graphic intensive task, it offloads that to a GPU. Now similarly, there are DPUs. In big data centers, there are terabytes of data coming in and going out every second. So these data center, the CPU over there offload that task to a DPU, data processing unit. So for these DPUs, there's a particular compiler. This is DPCC. I worked on that. So currently, Nvidia has two line of DPUs. Those are Bluefield and ConnectX. So BF, and in each line there, as of now, there are two processors: BF3, BF4, and CX7, CX8. So as these are different processors, these have different architectures. So the final executable file, the compiled code for BF3 cannot work on CX7 and vice versa. So my internship, and as the as later we Nvidia will be releasing multiple versions of these uh, DPUs. So there need to be something, like otherwise the user need to compile for each code and even to manage the compiled files. Like you cannot put one file on the another processor. So that is a hectic task for the user. So my internship goal was to come up with a single executable file that can run on all the processors. So we call that Fed binary. So my internship goal was to build that Fed binary, and I truly enjoyed this task, and I learned a lot too. And coming to the text side, yes. And coming to the text side, the code was mainly written in C only.
Okay. Okay, so that becomes too much technical for the compilers
Yes.
because I've also worked on LLVM during my outreach internship, and I've basically worked on ARM64 during my outreach internship on
Okay.
LLVM, not Nvidia, and it becomes too much technical for me who have worked on compilers.
Okay.
So yeah, that's really good. Okay, so because working on compilers is really a different experience as
Hmm.
compared to general software development internships.
Okay. Actually, I
Compilers are
remember
really
like on the
different.
hmm,
Yeah.
on the first day, even I was not explaining, like a lot of things were new for me too.
Mm.
But after a week, when I went through the documentation and all, I truly enjoyed the work.
Mm. Yeah, they are interesting, but they are different, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, how you got the PPO? Like, total, how many students got the internship, and what was the conversion rate for the full time?
So in Bangalore office, total 58 interns were there. Six, seven of them were the software interns, and rest were the hardware. So in the software, as far as I know, one guy from IT Bombay and one from IT Kharagpur got the PPO and me.
Okay, so only 6, 7 interns from all over the India, software
In the
interns.
Bangalore, since there were also
Okay.
6, 7 interns in Pune and 8 interns
Okay.
in Hyderabad total, means including hardware and software.
Okay. So, from the Bangalore office, you three guys got the PPO.
Yes,
Okay. That's really good. Their conversion rate is very low, I would say, because from 50% we can say.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. Actually, in the hardware, this time it went good. For last time, even
Hmm.
in the hardware, it was 50%, and this time it is pretty high. I guess 80% in the hardware. For software, they usually high low only, less number of people.
Okay, okay, okay. That's great that you got the PPO. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And what mistakes you have made during your internship that might have affected your PPO, which you want to share that so that upcoming interns don't make those mistakes, and like what are the things an intern should do for the best results to maximize their
Okay.
chances of conversion?
Okay. So first of all, is like you should own your work. Like should be actively working on your project yourself. Like some people tend to be heavily dependent on their mentor. Like whenever your mentor will tell you some task, you do this, only then they will do. Otherwise, they will sit idle. So you should not be doing this. Like what I used to do, I used to decide all these tasks, what I should be doing to do this, and I go to my mentor and I tell him these are the tasks which I decide to do, and he agrees. Like if he finds any problem, he tells me at that time.
Hmm.
So this way, like I was motivated also. Like I was not sitting idle. Like for the first 2, 3 days when I didn't knew anything, I was depending on my
Hmm.
mentor. I was sitting idle,
Yeah.
so I was even feeling bored at that time. Like
Yeah.
I remember at the second day, my mentor doesn't had any work for me,
Okay.
so I went through just the documentation only. Then I started deciding my own task. I mean, what could be the following task to
Hmm.
achieve this goal, and just discuss it with my mentor. So this way,
Hmm. Hmm.
this really helped me.
Yeah, and whenever we got stuck at some point, then we should not just directly reach out to our mentors. We should try
Right,
first searching for that issue on our own because, and then if we are searching and then we are reaching out to our mentors, then we should show that this is the issue we are getting and these are the things
right,
which I have tried and then still I am unable to get it. Because if you don't show this thing, then your mentor will understand that he or she hasn't done any research and just directly reaching out to them. So try to ask the issues in this way that you are getting this issue and you have tried these and these things, and after this you are still not able to solve it. So we should
right.
ask the questions in this way. Otherwise, they will not take you seriously.
And also my project was like this, like it was an individual project, and I was building something from scrap only. So initially my mentor said me like you will be coming with a design idea, like you will not be coding the actual thing. In the
Okay.
starting of the internship, the mentor said this to me, so I was like kind of disappointed I would not be able to do it completely. But then I
Okay.
was like, the project was so good, I was able to complete the design part in 4 weeks. So later, like my mentor said, okay, tomorrow I will explain you the code base and you can start coding.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was really
That's
good.
also really great. That mentor was not expecting so much from you, but you coded the project as well. That's really great. Okay, so I think we have covered almost all the things about the interview process of NVIDIA and your internship experience as well. So thank you so much, Abhay, for your time. It was an amazing interaction with you, discussion with you. And I'm very happy that you came on my channel for such an informative podcast for the students. And I hope this helps a lot of students who are preparing for their upcoming interviews of NVIDIA, and they might have some really good insights about the interview process of NVIDIA or the things which they should do during their internship for maximizing their chances of conversion. So yeah, thank you once again. Have a good rest of the day.
Yes. Thank you, Priyanshi, for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you once again. Bye, Abhay. Bye everyone. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and stay curious.